Feel like what? You used to feel like men were disgusting human beings? Oh, it's okay.
I used to dash.
What was that? Pieces of a reflection, or like I would say, it's a difference between a broken boy, a male, and a man.
I was mad at the black man for a while. I'm just being very transparent.
So was it the black men, or were you dealing with inner reflections? Because were you really dealing with men?
I was
Or
that's a good question.
Look, a fully developed man, and this is my favorite analogy, right? Because the caterpillar goes through a cocoon phase to become a butterfly. A fully developed man is the butterfly version of what it means to grow, right? Disciplined, focused, loyal, honest, committed, caring, emotionally available. That is a man who understands himself. Only a fully developed man can give you things that are full. Right. I can love you fully. I can care for you fully. I can honor you fully. I can value you fully, right? I would say, a boy with a low self-esteem grows to be a man with no self-esteem. The reason that I know so much about a male or a broken boy, because I've been through all transitions. So I know the women that could be like, oh, he ain't this and he ain't that. Yeah, because I wasn't at that time.
Yeah.
I was going through that cocoon phase, and I probably hurt some people, right?
At the time, I would say males.
Answer that question, though. Okay, males.
Males.
So were you attracted to males, and did you know the difference?
I did not know the difference.
Do you know the difference now?
I know the difference now.
Okay.
Life has taught me the difference.
Was it through pain or just natural wisdom?
It was through experience, and it was through knowing my worth, and it was through setting boundaries and seeing who respected those boundaries.
Can you speak that for a lesson? If you're talking to young you, or a young lady is watching this and she like, I'm tired of these men out here, but she's not understanding that she's dating her level and not men. Men are not all the same. That's like somebody get a car. They never get an oil change. They don't take care of it. They don't maintenance it. Oh, I hate driving. Vehicles always breaking down on me. Not understanding is how she's operating with that vehicle.
Yeah.
And until you know how to take care of the vehicle, you're never going to make it to a destination.
Right.
So how would you speak to the growth of your journey, of how you got to that conclusion of recognizing and identifying the loving black man?
The loving black man. Am I speaking to the younger version of myself?
Yeah.
Well, I would say,
yes.
Okay. So I would say, Toya baby. I'm serious. I would say, Toya baby, you're still young and you have a lot of learning to do. What I would say is take your time. Don't move so fast. Get to know the person that you're talking to. It's okay if they do not fit the criteria of what you're looking for at this moment. They're just not for you. I would also tell her to have a little bit more grace with the person that she's dealing with, because he may be going through something in his life and we don't want to add on to what he's going through. Though we have feelings as well, we want our feelings to be validated. We have to also be able to esteem people higher than ourselves. So move on if this person isn't, fitting you, and just know your worth. And the person that knows your worth, they will act accordingly. So that person that wants to be with you, they will, be that man for you. She's still young. So she probably isn't ready for a man either. She probably had some learning to do. That Toya, I probably was a mess running around all over the place, still trying to figure out who I am. And a lot of young ladies think they know what they want out of life. And it's like, we are just now getting started. Enjoy life, travel, see the world, explore. Don't be so quick to get married and have babies. If that's your thing to do, then do your thing. I'm not judging you. However, learn more about yourself. Learn who you are. What do you like? Do you want to start a business? Like being codependent to someone too, like being young and stuck in love, you can get codependent and lose sight of your dreams. And then next thing you know, you're putting the blame on a person that you're with, saying like, oh, because of you, I was held back. No, because of yourself. The decisions that we make is solely based on what we made. You know, we can't blame that. Nobody can make you do anything. You have free will to do what you want. So the younger version of myself, I would just tell her to have more grace, to see the world a little bit more, explore more, and to know her worth and build on that, you know, because some of us are just, you know, going based off of what we see in the magazines. When I was younger, I wanted to be thick. I wanted to be thick because I seen BET. I see these little magazines, the girls, they had booties, everything. The 90s, the girls, the slim girls were popping. They were appreciated. So now we into a field where there's like BBLs and all these things going on right now. To each his own. I don't want to offend anyone. However, that's an insecurity for some too, because when we don't appreciate what we have, we go out, nip, tuck, snip, everything, just so we can appeal to someone who might not even appreciate us. And now it's transactional. He want the behind, she want the bag. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, where's the love? Where are the natural, like, where's the natural chemistry? I remember people used to be able to walk down the street and meet the love of their life at a bus stop, anything. Now it's like you're going through Tinder, you're swiping. I tried to go on a dating app before, and it was just confusing. I felt like I was an empath at that moment, taking on all these different emotions. I'm like, oh my goodness, this person looks confused. This person got filters on their pictures. It was confusing, so I had to delete it. I don't know how people can go through that. You're going through so many spirits on the phone. It was driving me nuts. But, you know, I just pray and hope that, like, the ladies that are out there will take the time to just work on them, learn them, you know, because life is different. Everybody's not growing up with a father figure in their life. Or if you do, there's so many figures out here. It's not about who does it. Long as it gets done, you might have an uncle, you might have a brother, you might have cousins, you know, things of that nature. And we need to start being more of a community. The communities are falling apart. Used to have a community watch over the children. Now it's like, don't touch my kid. Don't say anything to my kid. Everybody's ready to fight. It's like, what happened to our community?
Good. And I always say, you know, accountability is the highest level of self-love. And a lot of times in relationships, and I'm like, it's your fault, right? It's my fault, because self-love is loving yourself enough and never allowing a perspective or piece of you to control all of you. Sometimes we make all the decisions for our whole being with our heart. And I call that being out of alignment. So if you know, like, a wheel alignment, right? You got a wheel alignment before?
Yes.
What happened?
My car, it's like it was off track. When I'm driving, the wheels just, I have to,
They had to balance the tires, they had to put the correct air, make sure everything was good, right? So I always say, right, you got 4 tires, and that's literally, you know, what else is it in the wheel alignment?
I'm about to break the car down.
Making sure the car drives straight. Do they do anything with the axles or anything?
Tie rod ends, maybe adjust them.
Tire rod ends, adjust them. I want to get to the perfect alignment, right?
Right.
So 4 tire concepts, even making sure every tire have the same amount of air, right? Now you have 4 elements and 4 concepts to what makes us as humans: mind, body, heart, soul. Okay. So if you say 25, 25, 25, 25, what is that?
100.
100, right?
Yeah.
So when you're 100, that's what I mean. You're in a relationship. Ask those 4 pieces, parts, and elements of yourself, are you okay with the decision that you're about to make?
I like that.
I love you. I love him so much, right? Your heart want to make this decision. You ready to go. You want to go. Your heart is ready. Okay. Mind. How do we feel about this mind?
Yeah.
Now your mind may analyze some things that your heart may not. Body is that be all
Temptation.
Over the place, you know?
Yeah,
And
jump
then
into
your soul. Make sure that you are in alignment, because if you have one tire, 50% of the air, every other tire is on 10 and 15, the car's out of alignment.
Right.
It's crooked. It's going to be a bumpy ride. Now, if you're making all of your decisions with just your heart, you're going to have a bumpy ride, because you're making these emotional decisions that's going to get your soul in trouble. You're making these emotional decisions that's going to get your body in trouble. And this is where abuse happens. This is where lying, cheating, all of this stuff happens. Why don't you just leave this person? Because I love them so much.
So they say.
And that's why you have to make sure that you are in alignment with yourself, not just in relationships, but in every level of life. People say, hey, make sure you follow your heart. But I'm like, yo, bring your mind with you.
Yeah.
You know,
He
like,
said, make sure you follow your heart, but bring your mind with you.
bring your mind with you.
Yeah.
'Cause your mind see things from a different perspectives. Even my background in like working with cameras, it'd be times where you have 3 cameras set up in a room. I show you one angle. You're like, man, why they do that? Why you hit them? And I'm like, no, that's just how that angle look. Look at camera
Right.
2, and it's a different angle, right? So your mind is a different angle from your heart. Your soul is a different angle from your body. Make sure you are in alignment when you are living. If not, you will find yourself all over the place. So that's why I said earlier, your mind, your body was in a relationship, but your soul was single. So even when you're talking about a person, yes, I think this person has potential. Should I enter this relationship? Okay. Make sure your whole being is entering that relationship. And at every aspect, you
What
know,
questions do you ask your mind in regards to making sure that this is the person that you want to be with?
do you feel safe? Do you feel safe with this person? Like, because you're giving that person those elements of yourself, right? You are giving that person your body. You know, that is intercourse. You are giving this person access to your mind. That's why we wound up heartbroken, because you were trusting that person with your heart. You was trusting this person not to lie to you, not to cheat on you. And now when that trust is broken, this is why, you know, we find ourselves in tough and difficult situations. So this is what you have to protect. And that's why I always say, you have to make sure people qualify.
Right.
I don't know if I asked you this before. If you try to get a job at McDonald's, how long will it take you?
To get a job at McDonald's?
Yes.
It shouldn't take that long.
How long do you think it will take?
A month.
A month?
Yeah, because you got to fill out the application.
I would say like 2 days, right?
You say 2 days for McDonald's?
Yes.
I don't know. Well, I
So-
never worked at McDonald's. So I don't
But
know
I'm just
about
saying,
there.
2 days McDonald's, right?
Mm-hmm.
How long will it take you to become a pilot?
Years.
Okay. So what are we factoring in?
The time.
And qualifications,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because one job, not to say is more quote unquote important, right? But
Yeah.
at the same time, you have so many people dependent on a pilot, right? Now, when you think about dating, and I'm sure it's different now from when you were young. Are you dating like McDonald's or the airlines?
The airlines.
You're making sure people qualify.
Yeah. They got to meet the criteria.
And that's literally the questions. And for the most part, as we heal, grow, love on ourselves, take accountability, you have to make sure someone is showing up the same way that you're showing up for yourself. Because I took too much time to love me.
Right.
I remember somebody asked me that question. You know, yo, man, how you stay faithful and how you do this? And because I'm faithful to me, not a person. It is too noisy to cheat.
Yep. Well, I come with the questions. Do you go to the dentist regularly?
You said the dentist?
Yes, I ask the dentist
Yeah.
questions. I ask, like, you know, when the last time you went and got a checkup? I want to know how you care about yourself, because those are things that I care about with myself. You know, like, you have any addictions? You know, so like I ask a lot of different questions now. Like, I've always been particular about the type of people I've dated, but now as I'm getting older, I'm just like, let me just make sure, you know, for sure, like. And I'm even to the point where I'm like, let's go get tested together before we even make any decision to become intimate, because I care about me that much. I'm a mother to a young boy, and I'm not going to put myself in a position to catch anything, to leave this earth before it's my time to go, if I have that choice, you know, to make. So a lot of people, we live in a world right now, people are just like in and out. They're sleeping with anybody and everybody and just like contracting things, and who you sleep with, you're taking on who they slept with. You know, you're taking on, like, I don't know what people believe, but that's what I believe. And I I don't know. I just really care about me so much that I don't want to. I care about my life, and I want you to care about yours too. Like, how do you eat? I look at what people are eating. Like, what are you putting in your body? Like, do you have a balanced diet or something? So, like, certain things are very important to me. And I don't know, call me picky all you want, but that's just the life that I choose to
That's a
live.
real thing. And some
Yeah.
people,
Some people don't care. As long as you're cute,
it
long
ain't
as you're
even
pretty.
care. Like some people look at it like I don't want to be too picky.
Yeah.
You know, some people rather rather not ruin the perceived opportunity,
Yeah.
you know, to ask so many questions and to speak up for peace.
Right.
You know, because you're speaking up for peace. You're
Right.
speaking up for yourself. You're speaking up for your life.
Right.
And, you know, at the end of the day, like, of course, life is life. So at many different times, and like, that's why I say, like, because some people will try to intoxicate that voice,
Meaning.
meaning like, I was drunk. So I forgot to ask what I would normally ask, right? But people will get their subconscious drunk, right? But there's no drunk or there's no intoxication that the soul forgets, right? So you may be drunk while you're doing something, but your soul is sober, and it's gonna remind you of what you did,
Right.
and that's what anxiety is. Your soul, like, yo, remember you did,
Remember?
and now you gotta keep drinking that yo away.
Yeah, exactly.
Yo, you remember you, drunk. Yo, you remember you, and now you drinking.
Trying to
drinking.
numb it.
That's the alcoholic.
Yeah.
The alcoholic is, and sometimes that's abuse to others. People can't live with what they did.
Right.
They know they cause harm to another person. Like we have G-Dep where he murdered a man and then turned himself in, or he thought he murdered a person. Or people can't live with their actions. People can't live with harm that was done, and that is what people drink away. People drink away that inner thought, that inner conversation, and that is the you know, that is the pressure.
Well, what Solange say, she tried to sex it away.
Yeah.
Some people drink it away, sex it
I
away,
love that
smoke it
song.
away.
I'm trying to drink it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So, you know, you can't, no matter what, you got to face it at some point or you're going to drive yourself
But
crazy.
that's exactly what I told you. The soul remembers.
The soul, yeah,
Like
constantly reminding
there's
you.
no drunk that the soul forgets.
Yeah.
Your soul don't get drunk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's you disconnecting and, you know, tampering with the way you operate.
Right.
But every time you wake up, your soul right there.
Right.
Hey, you remember? You gotta do it again. But the only thing is you're not getting drunk enough. So now you drunk and you still hear it.
Right.
Now you gotta do something else. And it's like that's the part of a person that where it's like hard to live